Thank you all for coming. Thanks to Jim Silva for the introduction and for his work on my campaign, to Phyllis and Judy for their presence at the reception table, and my husband Glenn for just about everything. And special thanks to my dear friend and Medford's amazing outgoing poet laureate, Vijaya Sundaram, for her kind words. You're all here today to learn more about me and why I'm running for City Council. Well, a few years ago, I got it into my head to work on charter review. Like many of you who've lived in the city for a while, I'd been aware of the long-time effort to get a review of the document that establishes Medford as a city and outlines how our government works. Unfortunately, our current charter is outdated and inadequate. For example, if for some reason our mayor couldn't serve, our charter has no provisions to address that. We would have to navigate through a web of state laws to figure out what to do. Ward representation is another example. We are one of a handful of cities left in the Commonwealth with an all-at-large city council. Charter change is the only way to change that. I really wanted Medford to get charter review done, so I organized a group of residents, and back in 2022, we approached the mayor with an ask: please appoint a committee. She did, and to my honor, I was appointed first as co-chair of the Charter Study Committee, then as chair when my colleague Laurel Siegel left to work in the city's Planning, Development, and Sustainability Office. For nearly 2 years, I led our 11-member volunteer committee in a comprehensive charter review. We talked to former and current elected and city officials. We looked at charters from around the state, what wards our elected officials have and haven't come from, studies on ward representation, term limits, and more. A key piece of the work was a rigorous process of public engagement, which included many open committee meetings, a survey in 5 different languages, public information sessions at City Hall, and more than a dozen listening sessions at locations around the city. I am thrilled to say that our work has made its way through our city government, is currently a bill at the State House, and is anticipated to be on your ballot this fall, which means that for the first time in 40 years, residents will have the opportunity to vote up or down on a new charter for the city, one which will enshrine regular charter review, so we'll never again let decades pass before giving our governing document a checkup. So please vote yes. My experience chairing the Charter Study Committee was an extension of other leadership roles I've taken in community organizations over the years. 20 years ago, while in the middle of homeschooling my kids, I co-founded Advocates for Home Education in Massachusetts, a grassroots secular nonprofit that lives on as the go-to source for homeschooling information in Massachusetts. 10 years ago, I joined with a group of area residents to start the Arlington-based Mystic LGBTQ+ Youth Support Network, otherwise known as Queer Mystic. Ultimately, Queer Mystic's work was folded into Town Hall and contributed to the formation of the Arlington Rainbow Commission. As city councilor, I would work to pass an ordinance creating an LGBTQ+ commission to promote visibility and empowerment for Medford's LGBTQ+ population. All the community work that I've done, especially my deep dive on the Charter Study Committee, feels like it has led me to this point. I feel inspired and called to run for City Council to work for all our residents. As part of the Charter Study Committee, I spent a lot of time reading and researching, as well as reaching out and listening to people. If elected, hearing from constituents and doing my homework will be my core values. I love research, and I have the energy and drive to delve into issues and look for solutions. In addition to a new charter for the city, I support a collaborative process for rezoning, one that takes the time to hear from residents who know their neighborhoods, so that Medford lands on a plan that boosts revenue streams through encouraging commercial development, centers affordable housing and climate resiliency, values historic preservation, and puts plans in place to support local businesses and renters if they face displacement. I've always been an avid lover of the arts and history, and I believe that arts and culture aren't just luxuries or extracurriculars. Art is a tool for social change, building awareness, and fostering empathy. Even though I believe in art for art's sake, the good news is that economic benefits are among the many returns offered by the arts. Because whether it's to visit, consume, or settle down, people are attracted to a city with a thriving art scene. Medford is fortunate to have many fantastic arts and cultural organizations, but I believe the arts need an anchor at City Hall, which is why I support the installation of a city arts coordinator. In addition to executing the core functions of City Council, legislating, reviewing and approving the annual budget, and providing constituent services, I think it's also the job of municipal officials to stay aware of and support our city services and dedicated first responders and staff, as well as those in need. Seniors on fixed incomes seeking information aid or fellowship, people with physical or other disabilities, immigrant communities who may need help navigating complex and increasingly perilous terrain, to name just a few. I believe that government is about service. My job as city councilor would be to serve you, the residents, and the city we love. Making thoughtful, well-researched decisions about what's best for the city and its residents isn't always easy. Sometimes those decisions will be tough ones, involving compromise and trade-offs. But in order for Medford to thrive and grow, backing away is not an option. Now more than ever, we need to value all our neighbors, welcoming and listening to each other with openness and curiosity, so that even in the absence of unanimous agreement on every issue and outcome, every voice feels heard. For me, showing up is the first step. I'm so excited about the future and the possibilities of what we can do together. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and getting to know you better. And I ask for your vote in the preliminary election on Tuesday, September 16th, and once that hurdle is cleared, the general election on Tuesday, November 4th. Thank you.